I'm Matt Paris, I'm the Education Librarian, and today we're going to search for peer-reviewed articles in the Physical Education Index. This is the Lovejoy Library homepage. Today we're going to search for journal articles in the Physical Education Index. I'm going to click on the hot red link for journals, and then I'm going to scroll down to all databases and e-resources. This will give us an alphabetical grid at the top of the page. We're going to go to the letter P, and then I'm going to scroll down for Physical Education Index. At this point, if you're off campus, it's going to ask you to log on with your EID and password. When Physical Education appears, you'll want to click on the Advanced Search button right underneath the title. Searching any of the databases is a two-part process. You want to do an initial search to find some relevant articles, and then you want to check the subject field to find the subject identifiers to help you with your further search. We're going to start out doing a very simple search for throwing injuries. I'm simply going to type in throwing in the document title. And then for the second box, I'm going to do injuries and click on this drop-down menu and click on document title. And then I've got one more box to click, and that's the peer-reviewed box here. When I do my search, I'm going to come up with a list of articles where throwing an injury is in the title. We've got 36 hits, which isn't bad. We'll take a look at a couple of these. First off, we get a short list of citations. The short list just gives you the title and the journal that it appears in, along with information you'll need for your bibliography. We'll scroll down and see if we can find an article that looks pretty relevant. The second one looks pretty good, throwing arm injuries in high-level athletic throwers. When I click on this, I'm going to get more information. Now we have a longer citation. The two most valuable pieces of information on this page are going to be the abstract, which will give you an idea whether or not this journal article is useful, and the subject listings. Up here is the bibliographic information that you would need, and there's the title. This abstract lets us know that this is a research article. There is no way to really limit your search to empirical research articles in Physical Education Index. You'll have to read the abstract. This abstract tells us that they sent a series of questionnaires to 121 French high-level athletes during the 2009 French Elite Athletes Championship. You can tell this is a research article because they give you the methodology, questionnaires, they give you the percentage of questionnaires completed, and they give you some basic information about the types of injuries. This is a good, solid empirical research article. Usually you want to look for phrases like population, methodology, hypothesis, and study. This will work if you need an empirical research article. All this information you generally will get from the abstract. The second most valuable piece of information on this page is going to be these subject headings. This will help us narrow down our search and come up with a more productive search. Subject headings are just words that are indexed, keywords that are indexed that describe the article. We did throwing and injuries in the title field, and we found a good solid article, and then we find that throwing and injuries is actually a subject heading, along with shoulders, surveys, and some others for this particular article. Now we can go back, click on Advanced Search, and we can say, let's look for throwing and injuries in the subject field, not just in the document title. We had 36 hits previously. I've still got my peer-reviewed designation on, and now I'm going to do search. Now I've got 166 results. I've got a much bigger set of articles where a live human being has looked at these articles and determined that throwing and injuries are key concepts in the article. Let's look down at a couple more of these citations and see if we can narrow our search now. The second citation I've got here, Kinematics and Kinetics of Elite Windmill Softball Pitching, looks pretty interesting. Once again, here's the abstract. In this abstract, they give you the hypothesis. They were specifically looking at injuries in the shoulder, the study design, and some basic statistical information. This will let you know this is an empirical research article. Even more useful, once again, are the subject headings. There's our subject, throwing and injuries, but we've got more now. This article is specifically about throwing injuries in baseball and softball. If we wanted to narrow this down to articles just about throwing injuries in either one of these sports, we could go back to the advanced search screen and plug that in the subject field. Now I've got throwing as a subject heading, I've got injuries as a subject heading, and I'm going to put baseball as my third subject heading. Click on the drop-down menu, click on subject heading. I've still got my peer review designation, and now I'm going to click search. Now I've got 66 results. I've got 66 good solid articles which are about throwing injuries specifically in the field of baseball. As I scroll down through here, I can take a look and narrow my search down further, or I can just simply scan through these abstracts and find out if one of these articles is useful. Let's take a look at a few more subject terms and see if we want to narrow them down. Once again, looks like a lot of the articles are focused on the shoulders, so if we wanted to focus only on throwing injuries in the shoulders, we could go back up and put that in as a subject. This one also gives the subject designation for biomechanics. If at this point you wanted to veer off and do another search on biomechanics and baseball or rehabilitation and joints, you could go back to the advanced screen and start over. Constantly checking the subject field will give you a good idea of the vocabulary that's used to index these articles. Right now we've got 66 hits, and those look pretty good. Now we want to look at getting these articles full text or getting them through interlibrary loan. Some of the articles will automatically be linked full text on the short list of citations. This one here has the full text. If it doesn't have the full text automatically linked, you can click the big red box that says Find Full Text. When you click that, you're going to get one of 3 responses. We'll see what pulls up. This one tells us full text is available from the Sage Premier database. Usually this is pretty reliable, and by clicking on this database, you'll get the full text of the article. This takes you to a page that gives the full text of the article, or gives you the abstract, and then gives you a button over on the right-hand side that says Full Text PDF. If you click on that, here is the full text of the article. If you're at home, you can scroll down here on the toolbar and get a print designator and print that way. You can save this to a flash drive, or you can email it to yourself. If you want to get back to the results, click on the back button. Click on the back button again. When you get to this page, if you just click on the back button, it will take you back to your results. We found the full text for this article in Sage Premier. Let's see if we can find the full text for a few more. This is the full text is available from ScienceDirect. And if we click on ScienceDirect, here's the PDF button that'll give us the full text. And here's the full text. Although it looks like this is mostly just a quick review of the research, this is not an actual article. I want to find an article that you'll have to get through interlibrary loan and show you how that works. Article 9 in the Japanese Journal of Physical Fitness and Sports Medicine. We'll open Find It Full Text and see if that's available through interlibrary loan. If you get this sentence, this article is not available online or in the library, request it using ILLiad, don't be discouraged. This is an easy process that takes 3 to 5 days, and the electronic version of the article will appear in your mailbox. I'm going to click on ILLiad, and then I'm going to log on. This is the same logon you would use for Blackboard or webmail. When I click log on, if you're registered, it pulls all the information for the article into this field. You simply click Submit Request and off it goes. At that point, the electronic system will try to find it at another university. When they find it, they will send it to your email box. You will get an email that says your ILL request has arrived. There will be a hot blue link in that email. When you open it, it will take you to a page like this. And when you click on electronically received articles, there the article will be. In order to use this service, you'll have to register. So when you get to this page, and click on ILLiad, it will give you a registration form. After you fill that page out, you can back yourself up to this page again and click on ILLiad and complete the process. That concludes our tutorial on searching for peer-reviewed articles in Physical Education Index. If you have any questions, please contact me, the Education Librarian, at my email, mparis, M-P-A-R-I-S, @siue.edu.